So last night I got very bored and looked into decompiling Unity games. Apparently it's trivial. So using this information, I added a Freecam to I'm on Observation Duty 4 and 5, because if there's any series of game that I've wanted a Freecam in, it's this one. We're going to start on the city house, and the first thing you've probably noticed is the lack of a grainy black and white filter. This just makes viewing things much easier. If we turn around here, we can see the door for this room. The layout of this house, by the way, only makes sense in-game. Once the camera is freed, any illusions of normality go out the window. To show this, let's head out the door and into the living room. Here you can see that the outside window for the bedroom leads into the living room space with a desk in the way. If we turn around from here, we can see there's iron bars on the windows for some reason. The kitchen's pretty odd. Most of what you can see is all that's here, and if we pull back, it's just off floating in the void away from everything else. Heading over to the hallway, if you've ever wanted to see what was actually down here but couldn't because of the filter, here you go. It's mostly just books, cardboard boxes, small filing cabinets, and a Rhino propane tank. Back upstairs, over on this shelf, I never noticed there was a video switcher along with the standard mudroom shelf items. Switching to the office cam, we can see outside the windows there's a balcony. It's not much, but I don't remember ever being able to see outside those windows before. What I find really funny are these two bottles, which are not lotion, by the way. We have Lucky Star's hand soap here, the only soap you need, made in the Bronx. And interesting hand sanitizer, unpolluted, improved formula. They added stuff. And it kills almost everything in sight. Quickly moving down to this weird second floor, we see a doctor's office. The assets look straight out of the third game, but this room is never used here. And finally, the sauna is a similar story to the kitchen. What you see is what you get, and it's floating off in the void. Next we have the country house, which is very interesting to look around in for how wildly different the actual map is compared to the implied house layout in-game. Heading out of the bedroom, we can see that this map uses the same structure to set up the living room-bedroom combo, but this time the barred windows are missing, likely because you can actually see the back wall with the different camera angles on this map. Quickly heading to this weird second floor area again on this map shows us a very similar situation to the city house, with even the same doctor's office sort of area. Next, let's look at this map's kitchen, and while the outside abyss anomaly may have made it obvious, this kitchen's window leads straight to the outside area. Checking out the gallery, I never thought about what was behind the camera, but the fact that it's a completely open balcony feels wrong. Here in the library, if we turn around, hey, there's our lovely outside again. There is absolutely nothing through this door, by the way. Finally, actually moving outside instead of just gazing longingly, we can confirm that the snowman's scarf is blue. We can also head over to the moon, which is a completely textured sphere, in spite of the fact that it just appears as an ominous white dot in normal gameplay. So now we're going to look at the station, which is, in my opinion, the most interesting map to look at here. If you noticed patterns regarding disjointed rooms and such, there's none of that here. It's all contiguous. The first thing I want to look at is a whole second story here that's completely unused. You can see it's fully modeled, it even has a chair, but you never see it in game, sadly. Technically, there's a third story too, but it's just this exit door. In the hallway here, there's a distortion that, if you don't report it fast enough, zooms into the elevator with an intruder waiting for you. But we can see that he's always here, just waiting. Now, before we move over to the office, I always assume that this area that you can see in the hallway was the office, but it's not. Not even nearly. If we move through the office and take a right, we'll end up in the hallway. So what's this space over here? It's another completely unused office space, fully decorated too. This space off to the right is slightly more used. You can see one desk from the hallway cam, but the rest of the room goes unseen, and I'm baffled as to the arrangement of desks here. Back in the office, if we turn around, we can see a storage area that never appears in-game. Also, this line of cabinets and storage units make it appear like there's a wall here. However, there's 2 more desks back here. I guess the developer just didn't want any anomalies back here feeling too cheap. Here's also an up close of this bulletin board, which is reused in the 5th game and down in the jail. And finally for the office, back here, far from the camera, is another small office space. Now, in the locker room, we can see paintings on this back wall that cannot be seen because of the angle and field of view used by the locker room's camera, along with this water cooler. The conference room is actually in that small area between the office and the hallway, and right next to the toilet. The entire bottom floor of this building is the jail, and what I find interesting is the level of detail in this desk at the back, which, again, due to the game's usage of a grainy filter, is difficult to make out in-game. Oh, and here's that other bulletin board I mentioned. Thank you for watching this video. It took a significantly larger amount of effort than any other video I've put on this channel so far, and I plan to try and make higher quality videos from now on, because I do kind of want to, at least as a side thing, have a YouTube channel. So, thank you for watching. If you like this and you want to see the video on the 5th game, you're really likely not subscribed, so go ahead and do that. And just, again, thanks for watching. This was a lot of work, and it doesn't look like a lot of work compared to literally any YouTuber I watch regularly, but I put a lot of work into it relative to the just cutting that I did in previous videos. So thanks for watching a lot.